The Blue Jays were up and then they were down. We're 2 games into the World Series. Are they going to be able to pull off the unthinkable and become the World Series champions at the end of the day? More on that on this week's Point of View. Hello, everybody, and happy Sunday. Welcome to Point of View, your favorite weekly sports stream. I'm Bobby Munson, and the man sitting beside me, waving his hands in the air like he just don't care. It's 2/3 Andre Fluffy C. How you doing, brother? Good to see you.
I'm doing well. Just having a good weekend. It was my last official weekend of working of my job on the weekend, which is nice till next April. So now I get my winters. I get my weekends all winter, which is nice. So yeah,
perfect. Yeah, and I
watched that John Candy documentary last night. Oh my god! Oh, yeah. You want to cry? Watch that shit because it is emotional as hell, man. Holy moly!
A lot of those emotional documentaries out there lately, for sure. I was going to say it was kind of interesting because, like, considering the lack of sleep that I have at the moment, I was thinking to myself, it would be fantastic if the times changed this weekend. And I'm like, I look at when they're supposed to change, and I had a feeling it was November. I just didn't know when. I'm like, next weekend. I'm like, oh man, that's a real shame. Like, I could have saved myself an extra hour of sleep after a PPW show had we held out for one more week, but it's all well and good.
November of horror. It'd be November of horrors.
Well, it would have been still like it would have been Halloween night. Think about that, because Halloween's this Friday, and then by the time we got to Sunday, we're be November 2nd. So
yeah, sure.
But yeah, but wrestling, we'll talk about PPW in a second because we might as well give a little chatter on it. But you were also at wrestling this weekend too, Andre. I know LPW Friday. Were you at anything last night too, or?
Not last night. I actually went to the Clandestine show on Thursday, and then I went to LPW on Friday. 2 great nights of wrestling action. I had a blast, man. Like some great wrestling. Some of the guys you saw this weekend, I saw too. Got to watch Paralira defend against Maurice Waltz and O'Reilly Cruz and the Paralira.
Yeah, my boys failed to bring them home.
Yeah, because they're from Saskatchewan. That's why.
Yeah, I know. Oh, come on.
There's only one success out of Saskatchewan, and his name is Mitch Clark.
Let's not kid ourselves. With time, Cruz and Waltz are going to be a force to reckon with, and they did make a dent in LPW recently as well too, enough to get themselves a title shot. So considering how early in the season it is for them, or in their careers it is for them, it's great to see. But before we talk a little bit more about that, good morning to Zach Minger letting us know it's National Chicken Fried Steak Day. And we also got Eric joining us here this morning. Jays in 5, or Jays in next year is our year. I really hope they do take it. Like, I mean, I was kind of shocked as we were letting people into the building last night, and we weren't sure if we were going to have to turn people away. But I think people kind of caught on that it's like, if you get there and there's not too much of a crazy line, you might still have a chance to get in. Like, we left some room for people to get in. So I know we turned a few away, not as many as usual, because I think people understood we were damn near a sellout already. But one of the things we said, we were standing there, myself and Crash Crimson, and we're like, hey, if anyone can let us know what the score in the Blue Jays game is right now, we will guarantee you a spot into the Ring of Horrors tonight. Dude, about 8 people back or something, he's like, it's currently 1-1 at the bottom of the 4th. We're like, okay, buddy, move to the front of the line now. So we bumped him ahead of people. Everyone's like, are you kidding? It was like, hey, we gave you the chance. You could have told us. You have Google. Don't kid yourselves.
LPW on Friday, after every match, Big Bad Boris kept giving us score updates after every match.
Yeah.
After the one match, it's 11-2, and everybody in the place is just like, ah.
Just losing our minds. I mean, it is very possible. Like, again, after seeing that first game, you would believe that the Jays could take this thing for sure. But they got bested last night. It was a 5-1 game. Playing again today. I've got strong hopes for them, Andre.
No, they're not
today. No. Okay, tomorrow. Sorry, right.
It's game 1 and 2 in Toronto, game 3, 4, and 5 in Seattle, and then game 6, 7 in Toronto if needed. So I say the Jays in 6. I'm gonna say Jays win it at home. I think they're gonna come back to Toronto in game 6, win it there, and take it home in game 6.
Okay, fair enough. That seems logical anyway. But curious to see how it pans out. I mean, it's been great to have a Canadian team to support. I mean, considering they're the only Canadian team in major leagues, it's nice to support them, and nice that they have made it this far as well too. And you can see the support. Like, there was Jays jerseys being worn last night to the PPW show. I know when we were driving home, the side of somebody's house, they have one of those like LED lights outside that projects onto your home, but it was for the Blue Jays symbol. So there's all these Blue Jays symbols flying around on the side of their house. Like, that's the one thing I truly love about Canadians and the support for Canadian teams, or the pride in Canadian teams, is that they'll go to every extent. Like, I don't know what it's like there, but because Saskatchewan, like, football is one of the few sporting teams that we have that's kind of like a big deal, right? Like Saskatchewan Roughriders, we take very seriously here. There's people whose homes are decked out in Rider stuff all years long. Like, you can drive by people's houses and their garages have like Rider symbols on them. You can see it, they'll like roll out the Riders mat onto their driveway when it comes to a game day, and they'll have the garage open, and inside it's Riders flags and everything Riders. Like, man, people in Canada go crazy for stuff like this. It's great. Eric saying, Andre, what's going on with your Premier League teams? West Ham and Forest. Bobby, who is your Premier? My Premier League team is Manchester United, and lucky enough, we are 3 games we've won in a row for the first time in how long? Okay, so I don't know if you guys have heard about this. Eric might have. I'm not sure if you have, Andre, but there is a Manchester United fan out there that has sworn to not cut his hair until United have.
We were literally talking. I literally brought this up.
Okay, you did. Yes, you brought it up. Okay, you have heard it. Okay, dude is only 2 games away now. 2 games away from getting his haircut. We have won 3 in a row for the first time in God knows how long, because we beat Brighton 4-2 yesterday and another kick-ass performance. But yes, I get where Eric's coming from asking about your teams there, Andre. I mean, if you were going to pick an underdog team to be at the top of the table, you definitely picked the wrong one this year. Yep. Because, oh my God, Bournemouth, the surprise team of surprise teams,
to win, to be the top. Because I think we both picked Bournemouth as like in the elimination. I think we both had them getting eliminated.
Bournemouth are causing us a lot of problems in our predictions at the other end of the table. And let's not kid ourselves. Bournemouth right now are 2-0 up on the trees. The Forest are. I know.
And they're beating my trees. God damn it. God damn it. Ugh.
Yes, and I do feel for Eric right now. I mean, that's again, I think I put West Ham much further up the Premier League table than what they're sitting in, because right now West Ham sit in second last. They're only barely above Wolves, and here's the thing. Wolves are currently playing, and they are tied 2-2 to Burnley at the moment. Both teams not doing great this season. Now, if Wolves were to end up getting another one and they end up picking up the 3 points, that would actually move them into 6 points, which would take them to 18th. It would put, it would take them to 6, which would put them into 18th place. That would bring West Ham down to the very bottom at that point, which is kind of wild, And yes, I agree. How the hell is Sunderland doing this good this season? 100%, Eric. I have to ask the same question. Like, sitting in 3rd place on 17 points, and that was after they played this weekend, because Sunderland beat Chelsea 2-1. Surprisingly, managing to get that one to work in their favor. We're speaking of games on right now. Aston Villa are in the second half, currently leading Manchester City 1-0. Arsenal are currently at the top of the table and leading Crystal Palace 1-0 as well too. But man, this Premier League season, there's been so many shocks, surprises, like just unexpected things. I know, like, again, we started the season terrible, Manchester United. Like, we, you would think it was the worst of the worst, and now we're seeing this resurgence. Like, the players are starting to click a little better. And that's what we're starting to notice. They're starting to understand how to adapt per game to the way Ruben Amorim lines them up, but the way how it's adjustable too to who you're playing. It's like, yeah, it's laid out as kind of like, 3 defense system, but even yesterday, it's like they kind of maneuvered it to almost like a way that it played out to a 4-4-2, so that they had 4 defenders. And then you had someone like Luke Shaw who comes in with all this energy. Like, where the hell this Luke Shaw has been the last few seasons, I don't know, but god damn it, is he pulling off some great stuff. And look who's joining us here this morning. It's Astrid. Welcome to the show, Astrid. How are you doing? Great to see you here. But like, I don't know, man. It's been a wild season. I again, predictions are all over the place, and I can't wait to see what happens in the long run and see where we both land at the end of this thing and see who's going to take the win, because this has been wild. You shot for the stars with Forrest, but goddamn, no one would. Again, Bournemouth and Sunderland being in the top 4 right now, nobody would have ever expected that to have happened. So you could have taken a long shot on almost anyone. I mean, for all you know there, Andre, you could have taken a shot on Sunderland, and it wouldn't have been an impossibility. Yeah. Bournemouth, same thing. So Astrid mentioned that she's exhausted from the trip, but she's finally home. I'm glad Safe Travels brought you back, Astrid. Hope you had a hell of a time being out there in Puerto Rico. So yes, it was. I've seen some of the pictures. It looks like you had a blast, and thankful to have you back home as well too. So thank you for joining us and spending some time here with us on this Sunday. Well, yeah, we've been all over the place. We've talked Jays, we've talked Premier League, we've talked wrestling already, and we're only 12 minutes into the program. But let me talk about that Ring of Horrors last night for a second here, Andre, because we were talking a bit before the show went off, and we had 9 matches on the card in the end. Like, we had a full roster of people. It was a big card. We often do.
I have one question about Ring of Horrors. Was Dean Richter there?
Dean Richter was there, and the chant didn't get started. Basser let you down. Or if he did start it, nobody caught on. That was the problem. That could have been it.
He's supposed to chant it when he's fisting in the air. That's when you chant time. I know. This is when he's fisting in the air.
To be honest, as Dean was doing that, I looked over, and I think Basser was distracted talking to his son at the time or something like that. So I don't know if he caught it in time.
Damn it, Bass Jr. I have to talk to Basser and tell him when to start chanting this. Be like, he's got to learn.
Yeah, but we did have so my company took a section out last night, like a whole section of seats that they reserved. So like my boss was there, my other sales rep was there. Our newest member of the team just hasn't even officially had his first day at work yet, but we invited him out. He's going to be one of our new technicians. The other 2 techs and their families, and then of course my wife was there with her friends last night for the first time in a while. And then my brother and one of my friends that I've known since preschool were there last night, and that was their first time seeing it. And so many people afterwards were like, man, I see why you get so passionate about this. It's so crazy good. They're like, we don't even some of them don't even watch wrestling ever. And they came to that last night, and they're like, oh my God. And they couldn't stop talking about it. Like, oh, this guy and this, they were so into how this went. And, they had a time of their lives. Who didn't have the time of their lives though was Michael Allen, Richard Clark, and El Asesino in that cage match, man. Oh my goodness, man, that was violent beyond violent. I'm not usually into the crazy violent stuff, but we do it very rarely, and we do it with purpose. These guys have had a blood feud going for pretty much the entirety of their careers so far. Since the day they came across each other, these two have hated each other. They've had brutal street fights. They had that brutal TLC match at the Ring of Horrors last year. And Michael Allen, Richard Clark came out at the top of the night, and he goes, I plan to be locked in that cage tonight with El Asesino, and I don't care how hardcore you think you've seen in wrestling before. He goes, especially here in Saskatchewan, he goes, I plan to leave a mark like you've never seen. He goes, people will be remembering and talking about this for years to come, kind of thing. He goes, violent things you've ever witnessed live. And he wasn't kidding. He cut the mask of El Asesino open right in the first minute of the matchup and started to proceed to cut the guy's head with a pair of scissors, stabbing him, slicing him. Like, it was brutal, man. There was tacks, there was chairs, there was barbed wire wrapped around everywhere because Michael Allen brought it in, and they were just brutalizing each other. So then our cage, again, for those watching, I told Andre this before, has no doors on it. So we also made it more like the Hell in the Cell type rules, where escaping the cage did not justify a winner. There was no running in this situation. It was pinfall or submission back in the ring. That was it. So at one point, Michael Allen was standing by just through the ropes or whatever, and El Asesino comes and spears him, and the two of them go flying through the cage panel. It breaks open, and they go to the outside, and then they're beating each other up on the outside, and El Asesino decides he needs to try to get as far away from Mark as he can, so he starts climbing the side of the cage. So Mark just leaps up there and starts chasing after him, grabs his head, smashes it into the side of the cage, and all of a sudden El Asesino's body just goes limp, and he falls backwards and right down at the announce table, or the ring bell table that I'm sat at, and I'm right in the middle of this thing, and this Mexican Devil body goes bang right through this goddamn table, pieces shattered everywhere, comes up, smashes me in the arm and everything. I'm like, it was sick, man. It was a sick ass match. There was blood everywhere, and Mark wasn't having it. He has had enough of the Mexican Devil. He was going to put an end to this situation last night. That's what he promised, and he did. At one point, he did a pile driver to El Asesino right among the layer of tacks that were in the ring, and then he goes for the cover, gets a 2 count, but he only got a 2 count because he pulled the head of the Mexican Devil back up, and he said to him, "Not like this." And he grabs a table, lays El Asesino's body on it, wraps the table and El Asesino's body with barbed wire, then wrapped barbed wire around his own damn body, climbs to the top rope, goes, "F you, El Asesino," and frog splashes off of the top rope with the bodies both covered in barbed wire, and pins him once and for all. I don't even know if El Asesino's ever going to be the same again. If he does come back, man, like, oh my goodness. Like, again, I warned people too, and I said this many times on my other shows. I said that when Mark gets pushed to the limit, when he has had enough and somebody dares him to walk the walk when it comes to violence, the guy will walk the walk in the most violent matches that have ever happened. And I know that this seemed like it was El Asesino's playground. This was his type of thing, but Mark knew what he was up against. Mark knew what he was getting himself into, and he came prepared for this, and he came prepared to destroy El Asesino once and for all, because these two have been feuding and beating the hell out of each other for decades now, and he wants it to stop, and stopped it did. Other news from the night: Short Kings retain 1 year as champions now, moving forward. So they beat that threshold again, being able to take the victory over Paralira. Who could stop the Short Kings? Not too sure. And then our costume battle royal was won by one of the members of Right to Censor, played by Jacob Creed, which means that now Jacob Creed of the Brotherhood has a guaranteed heavyweight championship opportunity. And the thing to fear there, when I talk about fights that went to the scary limits, there was once upon a time where Michael Allen, Richard Clark, and Jacob Creed were at each other's throats, and they got into one of the most brutal street fights ever in Prairie Pro Wrestling at the beginning of Prairie Pro Wrestling. Now, this many years later, it could be all back on by the looks of it. Michael Allen, Richard Clark, and Jacob Creed likely to lock horns for the belt either at our next show or coming up very soon. It was one hell of a night, and so many people enjoyed it, and I'm so happy, if anything, that we had a good show, but also that many people come out and continue to support it. And I had so many people coming up to me and say, "Thank you for everything you do." And I turned around and I said, no. Thank you for everything you guys do. It's your money that gets put into these shows. It's your money that buys the beer. It's your money that buys the merchandise that supports those wrestlers in there. I said, so it's you that we thank. We put in the time, yes, but we thank you, because without you, there is no time. There's no point. There's nothing for us to do. So I have to thank the fans. And yes, I'm not even going to wear this ironically today because the man went through hell last night. I don't care about how much him and I have disliked each other over these years. When you go through that, he got what was coming to him. Don't get me wrong. He got what was coming to him. But I'm going to wear this today to honor the fact that he went into hell last night and he's still alive, but barely.
Barely. I'm surprised you didn't get up and like start giving him the boots after he went through the table. You get revenge for that super kick last show.
You know what? Part of me sat there looking down at that body that was right in front of me. I mean, right in front of me. And I thought it would be very easy for me to lay the boots to him a couple times right now. But you know who hates him even more? You know who's even more pissed off at him, willing to go to places that even I couldn't go? It's Michael Allen Richard Clark, and I'm going to let the champ do the talking for us in this sense. I think Michael Allen Richard Clark wasn't just doing it for him. He was doing it for every official that's been taken out by El Assassino over the years. He was doing it for every person at ringside that's been taken out taken out by El Assassino over the years. And he's been doing it for every fan that has been insulted, shoved, or treated poorly by El Assassino over the years. Last night, El Assassino got very humbled by Michael Allen Richard Clark, the champion. And that was by far, hands down, the best looking championship defense that Michael Allen Richard Clark has had since winning the belt. And because of that, because of his win last night, it means that by the time we roll to our next show, 1 year, 1 full year as the champion for Michael Allen Richard Clark. So another big accomplishment there happening. So yeah, it was an insane night, Andre, but what a blast as always. Like you said, you get to go to a lot of shows, you know, a lot of these guys too, because they work your area, but it's always a blast seeing all these wrestlers coming out and having a great time and just doing the things they do.
Yeah, man. Again, pro wrestling is so much fun. Like I went to some great shows on Thursday and Friday. Crazy ladder match between Stephen Crow and Zoe Sager. Absolutely tremendous. Those two tore the house down. And with Crow retaining his championship, becoming the undisputed champion, getting her ZPW championship from her, and like just it's incredible. It's just so much incredible professional wrestling this weekend. I'll be talking lots more. Show will be coming out tomorrow over on Backbreaker Video. But yeah, like just incredible professional wrestling, and just the guys and girls that got in our provinces wrestling is absolutely incredible. Like it's bar none. I get to work with them over at RCW and with some of these wrestlers, and it's just absolutely fun. I got to see my boy Chad Money Mills this weekend, and I know he was in your
last night too. Yeah,
so it's really cool to see him again, and I got to see meet Kai Kenna actually on Friday at the LPW show. She came up for her first ever Canadian show. She came up from the States to work the mystery prize. The mystery prize battle royal, where the prize was getting the number 30 spot in the Rumble next month.
Okay,
so
nice.
You win a battle royal to go last. And a TY won, and then he says, "No, I don't want to go last. I want to go first." And he's going to be number 1 in the Rumble. So he wants to face everybody in the Revolution Rumble. So it was an interesting. Like I was like, man, that's kind of a lame prize, but okay, because it was a mystery prize. So you're like, could be something great, and it was number 30 spot. I was like, oh, okay.
Well, congrats to TY anyway, because yeah, he is another one that's always at PPW and always love having TY out. He's a fantastic dude, great wrestler as well too, and our fans have really started to take to him as being one of the top players in Prairie Pro Wrestling, and absolutely love seeing it. It was a blast, and you know, so many people. Last time, like, you know, there's a lot that remember me because I'm always at the door and stuff like that. They get used to me, but it was kind of cool because there's these 2 boys and their mom that come to every single show, and they always like to be by the ramp to clap hands with everybody. And the one boy, he goes to me, he goes, "Sir," he goes, "weren't you the one who got kicked in the face last time by El Assassino?" And I said, yes, I am. And he goes, "Okay, next question." He goes, "Why are you wearing his t-shirt then?" And so I said to him, because again, I had this on last night as well too, but I actually had it covered where I had put on there, and then there'll be pictures of it somewhere, but basically I had this covered and I had painted on the word "no," and on the back
you had
where
it
it
on
says
last Thursday. You had it on last Thursday.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah, but no, I did a better version of it. I actually painted a red no and everything, and then on the back where it says "I hate you," I actually changed the part that said "hate" to "love." So I was walking around with the shirt saying "I love you" last night.
Oh, it's so good. That is so good.
Oh, it was funny. I got a lot of pops for that one. They thought the crowd liked it quite a bit. So this boy afterwards, when I showed him like that I had changed my shirt, ironically or whatever, he goes, "What's your name?" And I said, "I'm Bobby." And he goes, "I like you, Bobby." He high fives me after that.
Because not a lot of people say "I like you, Bobby." That's the thing. I do, but like. There are a lot of people.
Yeah, I know.
Ed doesn't like you for some reason. He works with you.
Yeah, I take the heat on this show anyway, and on a couple of the shows for OLE. But as far as over at PPW, there's a lot of people that seem to think I'm okay anyway. So.
Yeah.
But speaking of okay, Andre, I don't know. We haven't got our regulars in the chat for NFL predictions. I feel like the coin is going to do all the talking this week.
I messaged Brett on Insta going, "Where are you? It's almost predictions time." But I do have a couple other things I want to talk about before we get to predictions.
Yeah, for sure.
I want to talk about the NHL because holy moly, I'm happy right now. My boys are on top. My boys are on top of the Atlantic Division. The Canadiens on top, 14 points. I am so ecstatic. Again, they're only 10 games in the season. There's still 72 more games to go. They can always blow it because that's what Montreal seems to do most years. But right now, I'm happy on top of the division. They're playing really well. It's incredible for the team this year. And then looking, the Devils on top of the Metro Division. Who fucking thought the Devils? Even after only 8 games later at 14 points. The freaking Devils, they've been bottom of the team league for years now, or bottom of the league team for years now. So, like, it's interesting to see where
it was like the
there.
90s the last time I remember them being like a threat in the NHL, to be honest.
Mid 2000s, they won a cup in there. It was like in the mid 2000s, they won a cup somewhere in there. Scotty Niedermayer got a cup there. But yeah,
question for you, because I'm not like, I know I'm looking at Utah Mammoth because they're top of their division. Are they like a new team, or they come from somewhere like this? Someone else? Stop operation.
So a few years ago, they expanded with the Vegas Golden Knights, creating a 31st team. So this is kind of to even it all out. They created this is not this year, but last year. The Utah Hockey Club from last year. They played their first year in the league, and then they came in as the Utah Hockey Club, and then because they were giving themselves a year to test focus, branding and stuff like that, and figure out what they wanted to be in that year, while also being in existence, and then they became the Mammoth this year. So, oh my God, he's here.
Say his name and he appears. It's
I messaged him on Insta to tell him to get his ass over here because it was almost time. I was giving you time, Brett, to get here. But yeah, the Mammoth on top again in their division. Again, only 9 games into their season, but again, still looking really strong. Really showing is like last year they had a decent year at the Utah Hockey Club in their debut season. Like not Vegas Golden Knights good or Seattle Kraken level good, but like it's the Mammoth are the old I'm an idiot. The Mammoth are the old Coyotes. I'm an idiot. You're right.
Okay.
I messed up.
Okay.
They're the Coyotes. They left Arizona to go to Utah and did become the Utah Cup for a year, then took a year to figure out their shit. But the Kraken were the other.
I know that happens a lot with teams switching to other,
it's been
other
a
states
long
and stuff
time.
like that.
It's been a long time since a team changed. I want to say the Jets were the last ones to do it. And that was 10-ish years ago, right? That was Atlanta going to Winnipeg. And before that, it probably was like pre-2000. Before that, the last time a team had shit.
It wasn't that when the Jets went to Colorado or something like that, or something along those lines? Because remember, the Jets had originally left.
Nordiques went to Colorado. Jets went to Arizona, then Arizona.
There we go.
eventually failed, even though I think 3 or 4 seasons of the NHL literally spending the money to run this hockey team, and then finally selling to the owners now that have moved them to. Because somebody bought the Coyotes, but then they still own the rights to the Coyotes, but they had 5 years to restart the franchise, but has already said they will not be restarting the franchise because they had 5 years to do it if they wanted to. But then, so it's kind of the franchise is officially dead. But yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, that's your current NHL roundup. What do we? I think you've been a little off from not having any F1 to talk about. So I know there must be some good F1.
So last week was. I'm going to pull it up. 2025. I'm just going to pull up so that I have the proper places. Last week was the United States Grand Prix. Right now they are in over on the in the Western Hemisphere right now. So all the races are in the afternoon, which is good for me, I guess. But it also interrupts me watching football. So that's the part that kind of annoys me is I'll be watching football, but then I also have to put the racing on. So I'm trying to put attention to 2 sports at once, where I like waking up at 6 or 7 in the morning on a Sunday, turning on the racing and just laying there in my bed, watching it on my computer while I do stuff. I like that. I like starting my morning with some F1. So when they're over here and racing in the afternoon, and even in a couple weeks, we've got the 3 or 4 weeks, we got the November 22nd, we have the Vegas Grand Prix. It's on a Saturday night at 9. They race at night there because, again, the heat and everything, and it's a lot cooler to watch a race like that through the strip at night when the lights are all on and everything. Yeah. So I'm just I look at those and they're like a Qatar Grand Prix on November 30th. It literally will be happening as we're watching, as we're doing this show, because it happens at 9 a.m. Because that again is a night race because it's in one of the hottest places in the world in Qatar, where you know they did FIFA there a couple years ago. It's just or I think the next time the next morning race I get to watch is until a nice early morning race is literally the end of the season in the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix at 6 a.m. my time. So I'm like,
See, and I'm a morning guy. I like that's the one thing I like about footy is that most of the time there's not a game that doesn't start before 10:30 in the morning. Most of the weekends, it's not a whole lot of afternoon games or definitely no night games, especially coming out of the UK. So a lot of the time I'm either waking up at 5:30 to watch a United game, or it might be 9:30, 10:30. For the longest time their games were always on Sundays at this exact time. So it's tough to watch, when they played Liverpool last Sunday, it started while we were on Point of View. So as soon as we were done, I hopped over to watch the end of the game and everything. I'm glad I did. But yesterday it was nice to having them back on a Saturday, even though I had to get prepared for Prairie Pro. So it was I was kind of in and out watching and everything like that. But I like the early morning. I'm an early morning guy. I love being up early. I don't mind consuming sports early. It's nice that some of the NFL's on early at times, kind of thing too. Some of the games will be kicking off here before we know it here this morning. So it's gonna be good.
There's no early games this week. There's no 7:30 game this week. Yeah, it's so happy.
No 7:30s. But definitely some
in a couple weeks there will be again. But yeah, and then today's F1 race is the Mexican Grand Prix. You have it kicks off at 1 my time, 1 Mountain. Lando Norris is pole position on this one, with Ferrari's Charles Leclerc in second, and Ferrari's Lewis Hamilton in third. This is the highest starting positions both men have had this season. So Ferrari actually finally showing up at 3/4 of the way through the season. They finally show up. Oh my God, Ferrari finally showed up 3/4 of the way through the season. God damn, that fucking team, man. They just don't know what the fuck they're doing.
It's been a rough one, but yeah, it'd be nice to get your F1 updates live when they're doing the live one in Qatar there that you can provide during the show itself.
I'll have that running on my phone while we're doing this show.
Yeah. So if you want to know, stay tuned for live updates from Andre on that week's point of view. But Andre, 30th. And I wanted to mention too, in 2 weeks from today is officially the 100th episode of Point of View. 100 episodes, man, of Point of View. And granted, we didn't start as just being a sports stream by any means. It's adapted over time. I'm glad it's become what it's become. But I think it'll be fun to celebrate 100 episodes because I think that's a huge, huge milestone to hit and everything like that. So I can't wait to have you join me for that one. Hopefully Ed might be around that day. He can join us as well too. And hopefully all the audience will be here with us, joining in and doing what they all came here for, Andre, which I think is what we need to get to now. That's those NFL predictions. I know. You got something else. Okay, sorry.
Quick fantasy league update. In first place, it's the Ogre Lord in first place.
Yeah, except for I'm going to get my ass handed to me this week.
Yeah.
I can't beat Ed. What the hell? It's like Ed's the only one who seems to be able to best me. He bested me in the first week, and he's going to best me again this time.
Oh, isn't that great? Peggy in second place, Sneaky Play Bobby in third. Then we got myself in fourth, Ed in fifth. We have Josiah in sixth, STG in seventh, and Kyle Sparks in eighth place.
Kyle Sparks' record is just completely flipped to what mine is. I'm 6-1. He's 1-6. Poor guy.
Yeah, it's brutal. It's just I look at him dude, and he's been making moves. He's constantly trying to improve his team, and he keeps getting his ass. But I gotta give it up to Thursday. I made one of the greatest kicker picks this season because I got Dicker the goddamn kicker for the Los Angeles Chargers, put me up 15 points. I am 15-0 right now because of my kicker. 15 points on my kicker. Yeah. That was so good.
Insanity.
So good.
That's insanity.
Love it. I love it.
15 on a kicker. But wow, I mean, good for you though at the same time. That's wild.
The best kicker performance I think this year was 22 points, I think. It was in the 20s. It was a couple of weeks ago. You got 22 points, but still 15 points off my kicker, off Dicker. I literally picked him for the joke of Dicker the kicker. That's literally what
turned out to be a gem.
He's had a couple lower point weeks, but he's had great performances this year. So Dicker the kicker all the way. Dicker the
But his big weeks more than make up for his lower weeks though in terms of overall points. So it's you picked a diamond in the rough there, if you ask me, and he's been great for you. So, let's see how well some of these kickers do this week because this NFL, man, it's been all over the place and sometimes very hard to predict. So let's find out if we can make those predictions this week. Andre, why don't you give us a quick update to what the current score is?
Yeah. Sorry, give me a second. I was just looking at something on my fantasy team. I apologize. So last week, it was myself with 58, Bobby with 59, Ed with 53, and the viewers with 54. Bobby Ed had a hell of a week. The viewers are great. I not so much. 67 for me, 70 for Bobby, so 11-point week there. 65 for Ed, a 12-point week for Ed.
Yeah.
And a 10-point week for the viewers. God damn. Ed's catching up, and I don't like it.
Yeah. As Brad's saying, he needs to up his game. Well, I mean, you're still it could go any way at any point. Any one of these weeks, it could go somebody else's way. Ed having a 12-point week. If I wouldn't have had such a decent week, I mean, I could have slipped there, and Ed could have really started to play catch up. I mean, I'm 5 ahead of him, but one bad week for me, and he could catch me. And same with the viewers. I mean, you're not that far behind. As long as you beat Ed and Fluffy, you're good. How come you're being so nice to me after you just shredding me recently on Ring Respect?
but you're in last right now. You're in last. You're in last,
Loves
Brett.
to watch.
Last.
Loves to watch videos of me getting kicked in the face, but then says he just wants to make sure he beats you and Ed. All right, Brett. I mad respect for the comments. I got your back on this one. Let's see what you can do with your predictions this week. Ed, of course, isn't here, so he handed in his predictions early. I have gone ahead and filled in mine already as well too, but I will say them as we go for both Ed and myself.
I got a couple filled in already that I was just.
I saw that as well too.
Point update. I'm like, I'm picking that one. I'm picking that one. I'm picking that one. There was ones I was like, I'm guaranteeing I'm picking. So
yeah, that's good. All right, so let's start off with one of those where we've all picked it already, and it's the Dolphins taking on the Falcons. And across the board, myself, Ed, and Andre all going with the Falcons. Brett, you seem unopposed, no coins today. So who are you picking, brother?
Yeah, this is the Brett week. This is the Brett week. Oh, he's making the smart move. He's making the smart move. I respect.
He's going with the Falcons. All right. Yeah. Filling in the Falcons for the viewers. Here we go. Perfect. All right, next matchup, and Andre hasn't picked this one yet. We got the Jets taking on the Bengals. Both Ed and I went Bengals on this one.
Oh, okay. Flacco's there. I'm gonna go Bengals. Like Flacco at least is sparking this team a bit. Like he had a good first week last week. So yeah, and Brett's playing the smart move. Bengals. I think it's a smart move. It's the safe move. That's what we all do. So yeah.
Well, you got to take the low hanging fruit sometimes. So, I mean, sometimes when you're behind though, you got to shoot big and try to pick up some points, which you've done before too, Andre. So sometimes it's worth the risk.
I tried last week and it kind of might have screwed me, but
no, you're not that far off. You can still catch up at any point in time.
Yeah.
But next one up is another one.
Fruit. Very low hanging.
Yeah, very much so. We got the Patriots taking on the Browns in the next match, and across the board, the three of us have all picked the Patriots. Yeah. And I wouldn't doubt that I see the Patriots name come up from Brett here as well too. But we'll see. I mean, maybe he wants to take the long shot. And I mean, again, we've had some big upsets in the NFL this season already. So
the longest,
I wouldn't be
that's
surprised.
One of the longest long shots right there.
Well, yeah, that would be. That'd be like gambling. That'd be like gambling on the Saints and thinking that they have a chance.
Patriots. He's reluctantly picking the Patriots here. He really doesn't want to.
Sometimes you have to reluctantly pick the other team. It just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. So, but from there we got the Eagles taking on the Giants. This is the first time when Ed and I differed. I went Eagles. Ed went Giants.
The Giants won their first matchup this year. Jackson Dart's playing really good football. Yeah, I'm gonna go Eagles.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think the Giants are sweeping their series this year. I really don't. I think the Eagles got this.
All right. Well, we'll find out if that either gains Ed the point or makes him fall behind another one. So,
but they already beat the Eagles this year. They beat the Eagles already this year, man. That's the problem.
All right. We got the Bills versus the Panthers next. Ed and I both picking the Bills in this game.
Panthers have played such good football. They've been playing such good football. I'm gonna go with the Bills, but the Panthers have been playing such good football these past couple of weeks. Like it's kind of insane.
Trust me, I struggled with this one, and
Brett.
I don't blame them. If you're gonna take a shot at one that's different from the rest of us, like the fact that we all picked otherwise, that's a smart play by Brett, in my opinion. Like, yeah, it could cost him, but at the same time, Panthers aren't like. It's not like you're taking someone who it's like, man, that's a shot in the dark, like of that team winning. Like, no, that's a strong shot at taking a point over the rest of us there. So mad respect, Brett, on that selection. Is a smart play, in my opinion. All right. Next up. Not like I'm picking the Saints. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that would be a long shot. That's like a Hail Mary move right there. That's like you need that one extra point, and the only way to get it is to pick the worst team ever in existence to pull off the upset victory, and that would be picking the Saints.
And we don't have to pick, and we don't have to even worry about it this week because the Saints aren't even playing this week. Oh no, they are playing. Sorry, that's
they're playing. They're playing. I've already pre-selected that game. I wonder who I selected. But up next,
funny.
Up next, we got the Bears taking on the Ravens. I picked the Bears. Ed picked the Ravens on this one.
I'm going with you, bro. I'm gonna go Bears because like Lamar's still out. Sucks to be you.
Yeah, thanks.
Your star quarterback out for the third week in a row. I'm gonna go Bears.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a risk. The Bears aren't playing the greatest football right now, but the Ravens haven't been playing great football either. So yeah, let's just take a shot here. It's worth it. Ed might catch up, but it's worth taking a shot.
Yeah, well, give it the shot. Let's see what happens. Next up on this list has Brett picked the Ravens on this one, so he's in agreement with Ed. Next, we got the 49ers taking on the Texans. Both Ed and I have picked the 49ers to take this game.
Basser! Hold on. Basser! What the hell? I heard you failed. I heard you failed miserably on last night. According to Bobby, you failed miserably to get the time to fist chant going. What the hell, man? You have to do it when he's doing his fisting thing. That's when you start chanting time to fist, bro. Come on.
Bass was a little distracted at the time. It didn't happen, but
when Dean's out there, you don't pay little Bass. You can leave him. He does not. When Dean's out there, little Bass takes the second place. Come on. I joke.
Right.
But 49ers. Mac Jones has been fucking phenomenal. It's nuts. And I have Brock Purdy still sitting on my IR right now. Like I'm just waiting for him to come back. Like thank Christ I've picked up other quarterbacks. Good thing I have Josh Allen and Caleb Williams right now. I had two in my lineup last week, and that was a fucking mistake. Ugh.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Before I even say what the next game is, should I just fill in the next game for everybody, like without even asking? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
The Buccaneers.
All right. So
we're all picking the Buccaneers.
Everybody's taking the Buccaneers over the Saints. All right, here we go.
Yeah. All right. That's not even a question at this point because the Saints suck.
Brett, I'm sorry. I'm filling in the Buccaneers ahead of time for you because I'm pretty sure that I respect you enough to know you're an intelligent man and you would never pick the Saints in this situation. So,
he's smart enough for that.
yeah, he's probably not even going to have to answer. Thank you will probably just be sufficient enough. It's all good. Yeah, but there we go, Bucks. Yeah, of course. Yeah, there was no doubt.
The Tetons versus no, sorry, the next one. Cowboys, Cowgirls. Hate the Cowgirls.
Yes. We know Brett's going to pick this one, but yeah, the Cowboys, or as Brett calls them, the Cowgirls versus the Broncos. Ed and I both picked the Broncos. Yourself, Audrey? You're going with the Cowgirls? All right.
No, I'm going with the Broncos.
You're going Broncos. Okay.
Cowgirls suck.
I thought you were going to take a Hail Mary pass there. So, are we shocked by Brett's pick here? Are we shocked? Brett, let me ask you something. I got to know this. So, Brett, if it came down to, because now I know a little bit more of your taste with NFL, if it were the Cowboys versus the Saints, what would your pick be? I got to know that one.
Because that's a toughie.
That's like I'm just throwing it right at you. Like who would you have to go with in that situation? Like, would you, out of principle, just take the Saints in there, or would you know better and take the Cowboys for one of the only times you would ever select them? But let me know as we're getting over to the next question here, or next match here. We only got a few more, actually. Like, we've got a couple more from the Sunday games, and then of course we got the Monday and the Thursday matchups from this week. Of course, Thursday landing on night before. Look at that. Okay, I mean, I'm not surprised. So, I'll take a leap of faith and go with the Cowboys simply because the Saints are a non-issue in the NFL.
Yeah, that would be the choice.
Fair.
Yeah.
No. I got you. I understand. I just needed to know. It was. I figured it was a fun question to be able to ask at that point in time. So
Sunday Night Football is the vengeance game this week. It's the vengeance game for Sunday night. Yeah, that's very true. Very true.
Yeah, they are struggling. Next up, we got the Titans taking on the Colts, and across the board, we went all Colts with this one.
Yeah,
so Colts, we just need Brett's answer.
Brett, what do you got? You going Colts? You're gonna go. You're gonna go crazy. You going the Tetons?
Oh, he is too. He is too. He's going with the Titans.
Stinky. The 6-1 Colts. You're picking the Tetons over the 6-1 Colts.
You know what,
Brett?
Watch this be the week that we end up eating crow on this one. This will be one of those major upset things or something like that. Next thing you know, we're gonna put the points up, and it's like, holy shit, the viewers are on par with the rest of us.
Brett's in front of all of us because all is picking against us, except for Ed. He's tied. Him and Ed are up at the front. I'd be scared. I'd be scared.
No. Yeah. I would be worried at that point too. I mean, I think I've been very fortunate to be at the top of predictions and the fantasy league so far this season, because I honestly, going into this, I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna drown instantly in this thing. But I've been okay. I've been studying. I've been holding my own. So I'm gonna keep trying. You're gonna be number one by next Sunday. Okay, that's a bold prediction, but not impossible either. So. Up next, we got the Packers taking on the Steelers. Ed and I have both went Packers in this game.
Packers. Because, I don't think the Steelers are out of this. I just think the Packers, it's Aaron Rodgers' vengeance game here. It's his revenge. It's his going back home game. But Brett making bold choices.
He's making moves. He's making moves.
This game, I really respect that choice because, it's not like the Packers they're going to win. It's the Steelers have played good football. They're not perfect this year, but they're playing good football. So,
yeah. And I mean, again, we've seen the underdog teams win football matches this season already. So, even though they might be the slight underdogs going into this thing, and I say slight, it's not an impossibility for them to take a victory here. So again, I always respect game, and Brett's going for it. I mean, the only way you're going to catch us or topple us is to go against some of our selections. So you got to go big or go home, right? And I respect the selection of going big. Speaking of going big, I can't believe I am going to continue on my path where I promised I would, when we decided last year we were going to pick a team and that was the team we stuck to no matter what. I'm going to stick to it, even though it's probably not the smart play this week. The next game is the Commanders versus the Chiefs. Ed's picked the Chiefs. I've taken the Commanders, who are really in a predicament.
We all know the cheat code. When you pick your Commanders, they lose. So let's go with the Chiefs. Let's go with the Chiefs.
There you go. Everybody wants to pick up those points against me.
and the Chiefs have really come back in this season. They went 0-3, and then have just come back 4 straight. They're playing some of the best football they've played. It's hard to pick against them after the first couple weeks. Yeah, it was easy to pick against them, but they've played insanely good football for 4 straight weeks, and this is probably going to be great football for a 5th straight week for the Chiefs.
Yeah, so, Brett going with the Chiefs as well too. Again, I said I'd swear to sticking with the team no matter what, and I'm going to live by that. Especially that I'm kind of new to watching or paying attention to the NFL, and I made a decision last year that I enjoyed watching the Commanders, and I don't want to make it seem like I'm going to bail on them because they're having a bad season with injuries and not doing so great. So I'll stick to it. I'm going to stick to it right to the bitter end, even if it costs me the win.
Outside of a couple weeks, I've picked the Cardinals most every week, except for I think once I think I didn't pick them. I've picked my Cardinals most weeks. So
I know it's Ed who's the worst one of not sticking to his team. I mean, I'll even give credit to STG where it's due. He sticks to his team every time.
If SCG's in the room picking, we give him the Seahawks because it's his boys. We give to him, right? We give him the Seahawks. But it's Oh,
sure.
All
Thursday. Right. Thursday's game, the last game of the week. We've got the Ravens of the Dolphins in probably one of the most toilet flushing games of the entire week this week. I was so torn on this. So Ed picked the Ravens. I sat there going, fuck, do I pick the Ravens just because it's the Dolphins? But then the Ravens aren't good. I'm so torn. And I know this is probably stupid because they burnt me a couple times this season, but I fucking picked the Dolphins.
I don't know Ravens. Why. Even without Lamar, they can beat the Dolphins. Tua is a dumpster fire this year, man. Like,
he's always a dumpster. Do a coin flip for Brett's pick. He wants to get one coin flip in this week, so he's flipping the coin on the toilet game.
All right, toilet. So we're flipping a coin for the toilet game of the toilet game Thursday.
Which one is which? Which one is which?
Oh, sorry. I'll restart.
Before we start.
Heads, Dolphins, tails, Ravens. So, fuck you, Ed.
Shut up, Ed. Shut up.
All right. Heads, Dolphins, tails, Ravens.
Okay.
He's a Raven.
And, he's sticking Ravens. All right, I'm the only idiot that picked the Dolphins. I mean, okay. Come on, be the only time those sacks of crap actually pick something up. That would be great. Get look at these Americans in the chat, both Ed and Brett, going on about the Blue Jays not winning. Do you understand the power of Canadians getting behind a sporting team? Do you understand how much that's going to carry them through? They are going to get it. They're going to win it, and they're bringing it home to Canada right where it belongs, and you're all going to keep the crow of the Blue Jays victory.
Jays in 6, baby. Jays in 6. Jays in 6.
Oh, wait, you mean lose to the only Canadian team as well, too, that's in Major League Baseball? The only Canadian team?
All the other American teams have gone down to the Jays, so are another one.
Also understand the power of Toronto teams joking. Normally, I'd agree with you if there was other Canadian teams to select from, but because there isn't, go Toronto. See, that's how we operate here in Canada.
I can't say that word, but go Jays. I can't say the other word, but go Jays.
Yeah, go Jays. See, that's how we operate here in Canada. That it's first of all, you take pride in your province and you defend your province. So if your province is evolved, you usually back them up, unless you're Andre. But I understand the reason. You've explained it before.
I am not from here. I know. I grew up in the East. My early life was on the East Coast, so I had a choice. It was Toronto or Montreal, and I picked the right team.
You bet. Yeah, no, I get it. But usually you defend your province, and then you defend the side of the country you're on, whether it's the East or the West. You usually go for the West side if you live over here, blah, blah, blah. And then if it comes down to playing teams that are outside of Canada, you cheer for the Canadian team. That's just the way it operates. You can hate any East side team when your West side team is still in it, but when they're not, go East side team. That's just how we do. We live by it. It's a Canadian thing, and we will do it all the time. We have to win, do or die. Oh, I guess die it is, because the Blue Jays are bringing that World Series home, my friend, and we will do a full-on Blue Jays celebration here on the show when they bring the pennant home, because why not? I think it's going to be a blast. And you need to get your ass back on the show sometime soon if you can, brother. We would love to have you back on here.
Because if the no matter what, we are going to be talking about whoever is the World Series champions next Sunday. Because games 3, 4, and 5 are Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Games 6 and 7 are Friday, Saturday. So we will be talking about the Jays being the World Series champions next weekend. Be ready, because we will be talking about them being the World Series champions next weekend.
Point of view goes all blue next weekend is what it's going to be down to. Can't wait for it. It's going to be a lot of fun. But in the meantime and in between time, we're kind of at the end of our run here today for Point of View. So I'm going to go ahead and going to pop that beautiful ticker up there. And Andre's going to let you know what he's got coming up and where you can find him.
You can find me right here on OLE. every Sunday doing Point of View. I will be back at some point in November for a Marvel Talk with Ed and Peggy. We have a very special Marvel Talk coming up very soon. More stuff will be coming out about that in the near future. You can find me over on Backbreaker Video, youtube.com/@Backbreaker Video, where you can find myself and AWS doing our show, The Pop Spot. But I will be back doing a solo edition of The Pop Spot coming up on Monday morning. You can check that out starting Monday morning. I'll be reviewing the Clandestine Wrestling Society show from Thursday and the LPW show from Friday together in one big old show. So check that out over on Backbreaker Video. And then, that's pretty much all I got. The next RCW show, I will be ring announcing it. If you were in the Edmonton area, come out November 15th. Come out and check that out. You can see me ring announcing. Come up, say if you're from here, come up and say hello. If you see this, if you're on video or live and you're in the Edmonton area, come say hello to me. If you're coming to an RCW show.
My first and only RCW show. I got to see Andre do ring announcing there as well, too. He does an excellent job. So, again, if you have an opportunity to go see that live, definitely support RCW and Andre here as well, too. For myself, Bobby Munson, there's my ticker down below where you can find me on all social media. Also, for what I've got coming up, of course, this coming Thursday, I'll be back with Papa Spokes for more Ring Respect Radio. We're rolling the dice on this episode because our friends over at SPW New Zealand, they just had their Halloween Haunting event where they essentially had a War Games matchup there for, I think it's probably the first time ever they had a War Games like matchup. I'm not sure. Probably not double ring, I'm guessing, but I'm kind of curious to see what the plan was and how it panned out. If that is edited and up on YouTube before Tuesday, I think we're going to go ahead and do the review of that on Thursday. If not, the plan is we will probably roll with another episode of A Trip Through the Territories this coming Thursday, so stay tuned for that. You can also catch me every Saturday with Papa Spokes on Prairie Pro Wrestling's YouTube channel, where we bring you a new match. And we've actually got a bonus for you guys this week. This Friday, on the YouTube channel of Prairie Pro Wrestling, you can catch me and Papa Spokes in our alter ego personas, being Ed Whalen and Jesse the Body Ventura, doing commentary for the PPW Halloween Costume Battle Royal that took place this weekend. So that would be this Friday on the PPW channel. And then, of course, right back here with Andre, potentially Ed as well, too, next Sunday as we go all blue to talk about that World Series and also to talk about our week in sports as well as our next week of NFL predictions. Blue Jays Blue. And you can find us here at OLE Podcast across all social media as well as YouTube and Twitch, where we appreciate you subscribing to the channel, hitting the notification bell, giving the video a thumbs up. And if you're watching on replay, leave us a comment in the comment section below. Let us know what your favorite sport is, or who your team is, who you're supporting, or hey, what your NFL predictions were as well, too, because we love to read them, love to see them, and we will get back to you in that chat. But I want to thank everybody who stopped in today during the live stream for being here and supporting as always. Brett, Ed, Astrid, Basser was in here as well too. We had Eric in earlier as well, and Zach. So, thank you to all of you for taking your time on a Sunday to stop by and say hello to us. That is going to be it for this week's Point of View, and we will see you in a week's time. Take care.